if I can help one kid feeling more secure or better about themselves, or maybe coming out from a difficult period, if I can do that, then I will be very happy. Then we have succeeded.
So, Felix, tell us your story.
Yeah. Especially one that I want to share today is that I had a lot of problems with food a couple of years ago. It came to a point where I really had problems with, for example, before a game or before a training, if I was eating something, I got scared that my touch maybe wouldn't be as good as normal, and also there was issues in my relationship where maybe my girlfriend or my family cooked an unbelievable dinner and it was amazing, you know, big effort, and I was complaining about 1 teaspoon of the wrong ingredients or whatever. And I mean, when I was in that zone, in that problem, I didn't really think about it as a problem, because I thought that I was trying to do something good and you don't really see it with open eyes. But as I moved on and as I tried to speak with my friends and with my girlfriend, especially, she spoke so much with me and trying to help me and be supportive, and I just noticed that it didn't really help me. It's just made me more stressful, more mentally unstable, and for sure it didn't help my football as well. And right now I feel that I've been able to turn it, and now I feel very good, and I have a very healthy relationship to what I eat, what I do, and I feel that it also you can see it as well when I'm on the pitch. I feel more comfortable. I feel more fit and more in shape, more developed.
And why is it important for you to talk about this now?
Because I think that it's a very important matter that isn't talked about enough in the society in general, and in also where I work in sports, in football specifically. I think that mental issues is a big thing. I know it is. I have friends in the sport that is working every day with different stuff, and people are really having mentally fights with themselves. So I think it's very important to speak about it and to show that it's common. And in my case, as I said, when I was in the middle of the problem, I didn't really notice it, but to have people close that can help you, it really helped.
And it's said that men sometimes have a more difficult time talking about health, talking about mental health. Is that something you see in footballers also?
Yeah, of course. I think there is the macho culture, if you can call it that, in men's sports especially, which is a way that has been for a long time and it's still in there. I think that is very important, that is why I want to speak with you guys, and I think it's very important that we try to turn that around and make people aware that it really helps with being vulnerable sometimes to be stronger afterwards. And it's not a sign of weakness to speak about feelings and to speak about issues.
If we could be really concrete, what are like the 3 most important learnings you've taken from this? You can do one thing, you can do 2 things,
yeah.
but just to distill it into a couple of words.
I would say, first of all, I would say that listen to the people closest to you, and that you feel really a warm feeling about. Because when you have hopefully your family or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a close friend, most of the case, if not all the cases, they want you to succeed, they want you to feel better, they are someone that really looks after you. And when they say something, they say it because they mean it. So I would say, like, don't take their comments or their love or their hate, if it's in the wrong way, and try to be open-minded. That's one thing for sure, but it's very hard. As I told you, it's very, very hard, because when you have a mental issue, it's not like you understand it directly yourself. So even when someone tells you 2 times, 4 times, 10 times, it maybe takes 20 times. And that's also to the other side of the story, to those people, like the family, if to a girlfriend, to a boyfriend, to a close friend that sees someone that they care about very much, that has an issue. Try to be in a gentle way about it and try to help out, but don't give up as well after just 1 time or just 2 times. Maybe you need to be there for the person for 6 months, for 1 year, to really help out. And I think that's very important to understand. And then in the end, it can be small problems, it can be bigger problems, but in the end, I think you will get out on the right track again, and then you will be very grateful that you had good people around you.
Can you talk a little bit about when this was? How old were you, and how long of a period did it stretch over?
I would say from I was 19 years old maybe to 23, 24. I would say actually like the last 2 years has been the 2 best years in a long time for me. I feel very good. I feel that I've really found the rhythm and found the right path for me. But it took some time. It took a few years.
Every situation with mental health is unique, so there are some commonalities, but what triggers it and what life situation you're in can be different. What was unique about you at that time?
I think the situation that I was in is not unique, but and what I mean with that is, like, now it's my story, so it's unique for me, but I mean that I think it's a very common thing for people, especially in the elite sports business, because my problem came from, as I told you, ambition, determination, trying to look for every stone to get better, to do more, 1% here, 1% there, which is in general a very good thing and something that I'm still trying to do when it's possible. But it can also get the overhand on you, which it did for me, and I think that's a case for many athletes and people in high achievement businesses, and you have to be a little bit careful about those situations, because it's it can be tricky. Maybe that's the difference that is now with me, that I don't, when something is feeling good, when I'm having momentum, when I'm in the zone, I try to live off that and just keep doing what I do, instead of always trying to do something more to change when something is going good already. So that would be maybe the thing. I try to go against the habits I had before and really show myself, mentally, my head first and foremost, but also my body, that it reacted well and that it was the right thing to do. And so I really tried to go against my old habits and just did it again and again, and it worked very well for me. And I showed myself that it was the right decision. And since then I haven't really looked back, and I just feel way more calm and secure in myself, confident and strong, so both mentally and physically.
Tell me just why it matters to you and why it's important for you as a role model to a lot of young kids in Aarhus and in Sweden. Why is it important for you to talk about this?
I think it's very important because, as we spoke about before, the mental issues isn't really spoken about enough, especially in my work in football. I know there's a lot of young kids, boys and girls, that want to grow up and become the best version of themselves as football players or as whatever. And when I was younger, I really watched and learned from those that were older than me. So if I can help one kid feeling more secure or better about themselves, or maybe coming out from a difficult period, or maybe staying out of it as well. It isn't only about getting out of trouble, it's also about realizing how to not get into trouble. So if I can do that, then I will be very happy. Then we have succeeded.